What is going on? I am Cole and welcome back to my channel. On our disc golf journey today, we're going to do something a little bit different. Normally on Thursdays, I have videos of me out there playing, but I've gotten behind on videos and I wanted to have some extra videos up as I kind of took off most of May so that when I come through on June, I shouldn't really fall behind anymore. So I was trolling Reddit and one of the things that I found is somebody was asking, what bag would you use if you could only use 5 discs? I'll have kind of that post here. I thought that was pretty interesting and it really made me think, what would I do? So I went and made a bag. I'd love to come back and have you tell me what bags you'd use. And if you make videos here on YouTube, I'd love to have you tag me in those so I can check it out. So let's go to disc number 1. All right, so the first disc, you gotta have a putter. I'm gonna go with the Inner Core. This has been my go-to putter as of lately. I have 2 of them in the bag. This is the one that I primarily putt with. It's the gray one. The white one is the one that I kind of used in the secondary. But I really, really dig this. I think that the good thing is if I need something for approach-wise, I can put this on a hyzer and I can get some hyzer flight. I can put on a slight anhyzer. It'll have some turn. I can kind of do all the positions with this. Well, if there was one disc I wish I had, it was more of the approach putter, but with only 5 discs, I kind of had to just do a workhorse, and this is the one that I went with. Disc number 2, I went with the stable to understable mid. I'm using my West Side Tersis. This is the one in my bag that I know that if I just kind of put it on a slight hyzer, it's going to come out fairly straight, but if I just kind of release it flat or put it on anhyzer, it should turn. With my arm speed, a flippy mid-range is kind of that big disc in the bag for me. This kind of hits a lot of those shots. I was thinking of maybe putting my hyzer flip one, but I know that I get frustrated if that's the only one. So I went with this one as it's pretty much the more stable to understable one. And disc number 3, we've got my Warship. This is kind of my more overstable Warship. So usually if I need to throw a Warship in the wind, this is the one that I go with. It's got a nice stability. It's also got this cool die that I ended up doing on it. I like this as kind of my workhorse mid. I can kind of put it on anything. If I give it a little bit of an anhyzer, it's still going to flex back. So it's kind of could probably be the workhorse. Between this and that Tersis, I think I should be able to get pretty much all of the shots that I need out there, especially in my mid-ranges. Disc number 4, we're going with the MVP Inertia. This is an older one. It says distance driver here. I think it either says control or fairway driver now. This is a 9-speed. This is kind of the disc that I know I like this a lot because I can do a lot of stuff with it. I'm probably not going to really be able to throw it on huge hyzers, but if I put it on hyzer, it should kind of fade back at the end. It normally flies pretty straight for me. I like this because I use it in tight fairways, but you know, if I have to get a distance, you know, this is a disc that I can have that I kind of, you know, I'd rather have this in that fairway slot. Just to kind of have something that I can kind of work. I know that if I throw this on anhyzer, it's just going to kind of do a subtle turn the whole way. This has just kind of been my go-to disc when I'm throwing off the tee, unless I really need a hard fade. So I've been using this a lot. I know even there was a hole that we played the other day that had like a 7-foot fairway. And I feel like even with this, I was able to just put this pretty tight, keep it in that line and kind of do everything. So this is probably going to be my kind of workhorse driver throughout everything. I know usually when I travel and I'm bringing about 5 discs, I try to hope for places that don't have a ton of too long holes. So this should hopefully do it for me. And the final disc in the bag, we're going to go with the Blaze. This is from Gateway. The reason why I kind of put this one in here is because as I was rounding out the bag, I was kind of like, well, what do I do? Do I want 2 fairways? Do I not? This is a fairway that I think should be able to cover kind of just, this is my utility disc, right? So I know that if it gets super windy out there, I can just throw this flat in the wind. This should work pretty good. It's not really going to flip over no matter what. Even that Warship, you know, for being slightly overstable, if it gets super windy out there, I'm just not going to have a fun time with that bag. So this disc kind of covers that. I should be able to, you know, sidearm this. I know that I've been kind of trying to. This, I've been getting pretty good, decent results with sidearm. So I know certain shots that even with that, you know, flippy mid, you can't really quite get it. This should be able to cover that for me for sidearm. I can tomahawk this thing. You know, it's just going to be that kind of workhorse disc that I have. This has really found a neat place in my bag because I really haven't had that kind of 7-speed overstable. This makes me, I can throw it backhand. I don't feel like it's too beefy like I do with maybe a Firebird or a Felon or something like that. So I've been digging this. I think too, you know, even in the wind, you throw this thing on a little bit of Anheuser, it's still coming back. It's still going to fade at the end. This has kind of been a go-to spot in my bag. Pretty new, but it's one of those things where, you know, when you're having 5 discs, you kind of need a utility. And this kind of seems like it's the utility disc that I'm adding to the bag. So as a quick recap, we're going with the inner core from Trash Panda. We've got the Tersis from Westside Discs. We've got that Warship from Westside Discs. We've got the Inertia from MVP. And finally, we got that workhorse, the Blaze. This is coming from Gateway. And I just love to know in the comments down below, what are your 5 discs? What are you throwing out there? I do not really have a distance driver, but even lately I'm still more focused on those 9 speeds is kind of my distance right now. I have been slipping in some other stuff, but from what I've seen for consistent results, that Inertia seems to do a little bit better. I think the only thing that I'm kind of bummed out is that all of these are good discs, so if I had to lose something in a water hole, I'm not sure what I'm going to throw there out of all of these. But yeah, once again, let me know down below what you're doing. And if you haven't seen that video already where I opened that Blaze, make sure you check this video out right here. What I'm going to have there is the latest video. There is even a chance to win a disc there, so make sure you check that out. And if you like this channel, I'll have a lot more stuff like this coming out, and I'd love to have you hit that subscribe button and join me on this disc golf journey. All right, peace.